Hello everybody, welcome back to the Infinity Decals GT Manufacturer Series. Race 8, I want to say. First night race I remember was ever having. So we're over at Tokyo, one of the expressway inner loop tracks, so street circuit. Lots of walls and stuff to smash your car up into. The reverse race grid that follows the Austria one, so the Red Bull Ring race. So as you can see, the grid laid before you. This one, you should be having all the fast drivers at the back. There's a couple of out-of-place drivers in my opinion, like MG, Jason and Bobby are quick. Mutt's quick, he's demonstrated that before. Pav's, well, yeah, there's no one really slow in this lobby. That's just a bit of truth, I'm afraid. So let's get underway and just see what sort of hell and carnage ensues. It's gone really dark for some reason. There we go. As we get underway, so it's a short one down to T1, which is a 90-ish degree left-hander, and then the run down to turn 2, the hairpin is gargantuan. You get a massive slipstream, especially in motorway. So everyone makes it through cleanly. Pav assumes the lead of the race. Jason slipped down a couple of places, and then it's all just chaos at the back, like just trying to find space behind cars. I'm down in P10 somewhere. I make the mother of all dive bombs down into T1. Truth be told, I forgot, you know, I misjudged my braking zone completely, but I kind of made it work. Where am I? Oh, as Thundercat gets turned around, went up to Thundercat. Let's just go on board with him actually. So you can see Thundercat's in a car sandwich here. He gets his braking done nice and early. Mutt punched James Harbour into oblivion. And then, yeah, it just gets a bit chaotic. I was involved in that. So I'm here. I make a mess of this, there's no denying it. So I go really deep to the inside just to get myself some space, but I miss it completely. I managed to avoid every single car. I don't touch a single car in that, but yeah, 10th to 3rd in, well, 4th, because Potter's barged his way through. Cheers, Potter. In one corner, so not too bad at all. MG Jason now assumes the leader race. Pav 46 down in 6th after that T2 incident, so he's got some ground to make up. The two VWs steaming along there in P7, P8 so far. Nikolaitis P11. Nikolaitis does get featured a lot in this one from memory, because for some reason Nikolaitis was in a very aggressive mood tonight. Yeah, you'll see. He's a good bloke, but sometimes I think he just gets in a bad mood when he races. I think you're about to see him launch on down the inside of KB. And now it's got a nice controlled move actually by Nikolaitis. Got Fat Pickles Bro down the back in the Subaru with James Harbour in the Audi, and Mutt 36 now right at the back, so Mutt's had an awful corner. P4 for me now, but I was trying to save fuel in this stint. Pace was lacking a little bit. Bearing in mind I've done not really any practice either, so I didn't really know the circuit that well. I kept hitting that wall like Pav does. In fact, most people smashed that wall a couple of times. It was just what was happening. KB versus Thundercat. So BM versus Subaru. The BMW's got the inside line. Thundercat does just dip out of that one early and let the BMW take the lead. You can slipstream the BMW up this gargantuan back straight. That's exactly what he's trying to do right now. There's a stream of cars. There's a bit more space between the guys now. As Daniel gets past me, I can't remember if I let him past or if he passed me, but I didn't defend it anyway. There was no defending that. Sometimes in the early stages of races it's better to work with people rather than against them, as you do generally get further together, especially in the early stages. Save the fighting for the very end. So it is a big slipstream fest now, and back up at the top Bobby assumes the lead of the race. Got a little bit of a penalty though, but it's Bobby, Potter and Jason. I expect to see the lead change a lot. I expect to see every position change a lot. The slipstream just means that you see the overspeed Potter's got here. He goes for the dive down the inside. Potter looks like he might have gone a little bit deep. No, he got that measured quite nicely. Actually got that move made on Bobby, who ghosted due to a penalty. Last Dano in 4th. Got Pav following me around. But we're all in one big fuel-saving train. Potter's basically dictating the pace here. Throughout most of the circuit, no, we can't go faster than that. So we've kind of got to do what Potter says to do. 2VW is having another awesome, sorry, not another awesome one, another very miserable weekend. James Harbin in the lone Audi, doing his best, trying to get past Fat Pickles Bro down the straight. That move is made, he's up into P10. Thundercat v Nicolaitis, that was a bit we missed, I think. The end of the last lap, it got a little bit bargy between Thundercat and Nicolaitis. See Pav on KB. Does Pav get the move done into turn 2? There's a lot of cars pulling out, and Pav actually has to back out. That Nicolaitis tries to go through. Nicolaitis is going through there. Where's he going? Oh no! Oh, and he's into the wall. Right, let's go back and review that actually. Let's see what happened here. So I'm with Nicolaitis going down into turn 2, so a bit of overspeed. He stays well and truly to the left. Quite late on his brakes though, so he's gone very deep into the corner, but he tries to keep it in. Now cars won't actually run wide out here, and it gets very narrow. Yeah, and there was a car there. That's this on board with Thundercat. Yeah. Thundercat held that well though, Drift King in it. Well, that's going to put Nicolaitis right down at the back again, I'm afraid. Potter now leading the race. P1, he made that move nearly a lap ago now, and there's Bobby's chasing him down. Good performance by MG Jason in the other Toyota so far this race. He's doing a good job in P3. Myself, I'm following Dano about. I don't remember this early stint being too concerning. I'm sure I flashed my lights then, but I had no idea why I did. I don't remember anything happening at all. But I'll stay P5, KB's P6, Pav P7, Thundercat P8 now. James Harbin and Fat Pickles Bro battling again. It's not the M25, boys. Someone's going to have to give way here at some point, and Pickles Bro does. James Harbin gets himself through. That Audi does love this bit. It's just not very good in a straight line, but it does like the twisted. And Nicolaitis now after that contact last lap, stone dead last for the Greek. Oh no, he's just got past Mutt. Eat my words. Not much changing really at the minute. It's kind of settled down a little bit. Famous last words though. KB looks to be right on the back end of me. So as we approach down towards the hairpin once again, so 2 hairpins on this circuit. This is like the harbour section. KB doesn't go for a move in the end, pulls out of it. I think the general consensus, the unwritten rule between me and the BMWs at this point was, let's just work together. We didn't communicate that at all, it just seemed to naturally happen. So James Harbin in a Subaru sandwich. So James is the meat. Nicolaitis back down to the last. I think he had a little bit of a tangle with Mutt. As we go back to the top 3 again, does Bobby go for a move? No, he doesn't. But MG Jason, yet again, he keeps dipping his nose out as if he's going to make a move, but never actually does it. Pav 46 carrying a small penalty. You can just you can get rid of those over a couple of laps. I think the rule was 2 laps, and Pav's not had that long. James Harbin looking threatening on Thundercat. This is where the Audi's good. The only problem with that Audi is there's not enough room really here to make a decent move. One corner leads straight into the next, just a nick of the wall there by James Harben. He's just pushing that Audi probably a little bit too hard. You can just, there's only no paint left on the right hand side of that thing, but he does get that move made. Even with a wall touch, that Audi's just got superior superior cornering ability. I know it's a straight line speed, though. That'd have been a laugh, wouldn't it? So we're 10 minutes in, and the BMW of LS Deno has really made a charge towards the top 3 in the last couple of laps, and he's now looking like he's going to try and challenge for P2. Pot's starting to break away just a little bit, as you can see in your picture there. MG Jason's still in the slipstream a little bit, the Alfa Romeo, but he's got bigger fish to fry at the minute. He's got the BMW M6 of Deno on one side and Bobby on the other. Deno just gets his braking done, does go a little bit deep, but manages to hit the apexes nicely. Jason is going to fight that, no, doesn't manage to get that done, so Deno does get himself up to P2, so 2 cars in one corner for Deno. Bobby down to P4 now, with the other BMW of KB E36 chasing him down as well. KB and Pav got past me. I just had a bit of a shoddy lap, hit a wall, lost all momentum, and lost 2 places. Now on a threat from James Harben as well. James is looking like he might get past here. The Audi has been looking quite tasty. Again, it's not a straight, but it's flat out entirely. And I might get swallowed up by the Audi here. James pulls to the inside, but I can be quite late on the brakes in the Hyundai, so it's all comes to nothing. Then we've got the 2 Subarus. We've got Fat Pickles, both Thundercat. They're joined in the race now by the VW and the Toyotas. So it's still quite close at the back as well. Let's go and check back in with the leaders. There's a Potter carrying a small penalty. Been nice and consistent so far this race, though, Potter. He's got Deno now chasing him down. 2 BMW drivers. I've spent the first sort of 10 minutes sitting back, fuel saving, and now starting to push a little bit. They're battering each other now. Me and James Harben go side by side. James has got the inside line. James actually backs out of that one, surprisingly. I think he just wants a slipstream for this last, for this run down to T2. Probably quite sensible, because the Hyundai would have just got the position back quite easily. No massive drama happening down here. But 36 looking for a move on Fat Pickles, bro, to split the Subarus. So far nothing doing. Nikolai is only at one place up to P12 at the minute. I have a feeling he's just saving all the fuel he can now, so he spends as little time in the pits as possible. Approaching pit stop time now. We'll see who comes in. The battle for the top spots is still raging on. Nothing really happening up here at the minute in terms of positions, swaps or anything like that. Me and James really just trying to keep on top of these guys. James at the minute pumping in some really good lap times. A 1:56.4 the lap he got by me. I'm in the 1:57, so he's really on the pace with that Audi. I see Jason and Pav going side by side, going up the not straight. Oh, Jason was ghosted there, so Pav went for it, but he unghosted just at the wrong time. That's going to suck all Pav's momentum out of it. That's going to give KB an opportunity coming up into the hairpin. James Harben, look at James, came in like a wrecking ball. My name's James Harben, and he doesn't take advantage. He's up to P4, but that's because a couple of cars have darted in the pits there, so myself, KB and Jason. So both the Hyundai and the BMW teams working split strategies then, because Deno's still out. Bobby came in the lap before, which is why you can't see him there. He's just been running around in free air. He's down in P12 at the minute, but this is his first flying lap since pitting, so He comes out ahead of MG Jason critically, and I come out just behind him and just ahead of Fat Picklesbro. So Fat Picklesbro again, as if you remember, he was really far down the order. He's again been able to save fuel and drive like a boss in the first stint, and it's pulled him all towards the technically front pack for stint 2. Bobby up to P7, but that is a net result. There are lots of cars yet to pit. Nicolaitis P5 for Nicolaitis. He of course hasn't pitted yet either. Do any of the top guys fly into the pits this lap? We'll find out a little bit later on. James Harbin, another 156.9, so that Audi's really working around this circuit. He's hustling it all the way. Right. The pit stops have sort of separated the cars a little bit. There's not as much on-track fighting as there once was. The closest at the minute really is me and Pickles. Is Pickles going to go for it? No, he does not. He stays behind for the time being. Thundercat after his pit down in P13 now. But there's plenty of cars left yet today. Every time I come to Potter, he's got a penalty. Don't know what he was doing. Still pushing up in P1 though. He's in the mid 57s now. As the cars behind him still get very close. Dano's going to carry on for another lap. So Dano is at risk here of losing a little bit of pace, but I guess on the plus side he's got some free air now. A lot of cars do come into pit. I think he just did a really good job of saving fuel in that first stint. KB, who pitted last lap, where does he come out in relation to Deno? He's going to come out in P2, but Deno's quite a bit up the road from him. So this is how it's fallen. Oh, James Harbin right in the thick of it now. And there's myself as well involved in this one, as me and Jason. I back out of that move on Jason. I did have the run on him, but it just wasn't an adequate place to go for a move, so I just backed out of it. It's going to put me under threat from Pickles. This is a look back from the Alfa Romeo of PAV46. Looking back at streamer cars, I'm fighting it out for position for the last 11 minutes or so of this race. You can just see James closing in. He's just reeling so much time under braking. Pav just scraping the way to the overspeed. James Harbin's going to get the overspeed done. There's a fair bit of this straight left though, so that move is not finished yet. I think Pav's just going to try and hold this on the inside. James won't go for anything stupid, but he's going to give it a go. Does he hang it around the outside? The Audi is a good handling car. No, he can't make it stick. And I'm having to settle for P8 at the minute as well. It's where I came in when I pitted, so I'm quite happy with it. But I'm not happy that I've got a Fat Picklesbro breathing down my neck now as well. I've picked up a little bit of a penalty. Nicolaitis is still battling with the VWs. LS Deno pits then, so KB36 who's just approaching the hairpin now. LS Deno won't have to, he'll only have to put 10 minutes worth of fuel in a fresh set of boots. So his pit stop in theory shouldn't be as long as everyone else's, but he has been out on older tyres for longer. Potamat Pot, who was the leader of the race, where does he come out? Oh, he comes out behind that, so Deno's pulled an absolute blinder here. By extending his stint and splitting that strategy, the BMW team have pulled off a really good strategy call there, and the Alpha team are left scratching their heads a little bit. Potter's got it all to do again. After such a magnificent stint 1, he's now got to overtake 2 cars in 10 minutes. MLC Bobby for the Hyundai outfit having a good race in P4, just ahead of the battle ensuing behind between Pav, James, me, Jason and Pickles. So while ever Bobby's ahead of that, he should be fine. Me and Jason going side by side. Again, just let Jason take that corner. I'm going to come in for the slipstream. Picklesbro's going to double slip us. So Pickles now getting maximum suck action down this front straight. Jason looks to go defensive. I try and cut round the outside. Do manage to get good traction actually in that Hyundai. And all kudos to Jason, he gives plenty of room, even unsettles himself at the expense of not knocking a car off, so well done for that, Jason. Really good attention to detail on the track, so puts me up to P7 with a bit of a ballsy move on the outside. James Harbour now putting Bobby under some pressure. I literally just said that Bobby was away from the pack a little bit, but he's now getting swallowed up by it. He must have made a mistake somewhere. Path 46 now up to P4. The Audi of James Harbour hassling for a spot down towards a hairpin. This hairpin is a favourite overtaking spot. James to me looks to have backed out of that one. I think he's just waiting for these two to take each other out. Bobby's got the run on Pav on the exit, and James Harbour just has to tuck in on the inside for now. This is probably the most frustrating part of the track for the Audi driver. He must have so much more grip than everyone else through here, but just can't take advantage of it. Having to sit in P6 and watch everyone else battle with their car through this section. Decals now has got 3 of the 2 VWs, and he's now going to begin a chase down towards the back of the pack. P10 for Decals at the minute, he's just putting a 156.4, and the fastest lap still belongs to James Harbour actually, 156.4 as well. So Decals now on the pace, now he's past those cars. We've got yet another scrap boiling here. Got Bobby on the outside. Pav holds it down. James Harbour around the outside of Jason. Myself in P8, still trying to fight off Fat Pickles, bro. Decals looming in the background now. This battling that we're all doing is slowing us all down. We're now near enough running in the 58s because we're fighting. It's not ideal. It's losing us. I mean, we've pretty much lost the top 3. The top 3 have well and truly vanished. They are here. Oh, and as we cut to them, actually, Potters was looking down the inside of KB. And they are inside each other, ladies and gentlemen. Potter and KB were inside each other momentarily. Potter has managed to sneak himself up to P2. And the Alpha driver wasting no time here in putting the BMWs under pressure. Does he manage to get anything done? KB's going to try and fill the rear wing, the rear wing view of the Alfa Romeo, just to try and distract him from attacking the car ahead. Meanwhile, Pav 46 must be getting a little bit sweaty inside the other Alfa Romeo now. He's holding down P4, but there's a swarm of cars behind looking to make the move. James Harbour just leading away from myself and Fat Pickles, bro. Oh, it's getting a little bit squeezy between Pickles and Decals. Decals has just took over the fastest lap of the race. Is really in the ascendant now, a 55.4. So taking a second off an already impressive time. So I'm going to defend the inside line. Decals is going to just go down it anyway. That's what I mean, he was driving angry tonight. So I'm bored with Decals, who's had an eventful race so far. And you can see I'm covering the right. And he just sends his car down anyway and just outbrakes himself a little bit. That's going to undo him a little bit. As he gets a good old drifteroo around the harbour section for good measure. I pick up a penalty for that for some reason. And MRC Bobby's now coming under pressure from the other Toyota of MG Jason. James Harbour must be quite frustrated. He's got the pace in that car, but he's running about a second and a half slower. Me and Fat Pickles, bro, getting very competitive down here for P8. We're starting to lose that pack now a little bit. That incident down at T2 did really affect our pace. Fat Pickles did look for a move down the insides, but someone stopped it on the apex, and I was able to resume where I was. Two VWs battling for P11 and 12 respectively. KB's got past Potter again, and this fighting, because we've not caught up with these guys for a lap or so, but in the last lap or so everyone's caught up now. So they're now lapping in the 58s as well. Deno, KB, Potter. In fact, a 2:04. Wow, it's really slow lap for these guys. What happened? Oh, there was a big crash. That's what happened. That's what happened. There was a big crash. So let's go back and review this actually, because if I just pause it where we are, it's Deno, KB, Potter, and you can see how far back the cars are. So let's just go on board with Potter. He's the one at the back, so he'll have the best view of everything. So as it stands, we're coming down there, isn't a straight down towards where the pit entry is. We've got Deno and KB up ahead. The Alpha's better on the brakes. Oh, but he's very late there, Potter. He's very late there. He tries desperately to get out of the way, but does collect LS Deno. Potter does the right thing, of course, and gets out of the way. But of course, KB and Deno are going to have to resume ahead of him, and that's what let everyone catch up. So it's going to make for a sweaty last couple of laps then, because the top 7 are now within a couple of seconds of each other. And the wolf at the back of this pack, James Harben, might just be licking his lips at this point. He's looking immediately more racy as he latches onto the back of MRC Bobby's car. He's going to try for a move down the inside here on MG Jason just to get that one done. He has got it done. Get a slingshot on Bobby down the straight. A little bit further back, still got myself, Pickles, Nicolaitis, Mutt and Haz are in a little group together now. James Harben technically up to P5, but he'll a puff of smoke from his brakes there indicates a brake just a little bit late, and got a little bit of a lock up on that left-right tyre. And that left-right tyre, what are you talking about? Front-right tyre. Let's put a pots up to the lead of the race yet again. Let's have a look and see what happened there. When did this happen? So this is harbour section. Yeah, Potter just, I think KB just made a mistake coming into that, and Potter was able to slide up into P1. LS Deno's gone from having a commanding lead to being under pressure from a swarm of cars now. There are headlights everywhere you look in Tokyo tonight. Keep up with these guys. You can see it's getting very hectic up here. LS Deno's at risk of losing places. He manages to keep it though. Some good defensive driving. It's all kicking off now. Just a couple of laps left to go. You do get the feeling anything here could happen. Nicolaitis passed Fat Pickles, bro. And I'm just trying to keep up with the back of Bobby. See my view here from P8. We can see P1, which is unusual. Normally the field spreads that much. You see the view behind me as well. The rest of the pack aren't too far away. We've got 9th and 10th immediately behind me. Two VWs screeching their way up. Let's see if anything kicks off at turn 2. It's the favourite spot for it. PAV 46 going to look for a move down the inside. Don't think he's going to get that done. No drama at the back here either. So Fat Pickles and Nicolaides potentially going for it, but Pickles backs out of the move. It's just a case of who's going to win this podium. Could be anyone's right now. Currently it's Potter, Deno and KB. But you have to argue Pav's in with a definite shout, Jason's in with a definite shout, James Harbin's there if anything goes wrong. The two Hyundai side by side. Nicolaides trying to get a move made as well. Oh, and it's all over for me. So this is my view of this. I'm just basically pushed into the wall there. And you can tell I'm not happy about that. But that's what it is. So I'm down to P10 now. So my race has just unfolded in this second stint. Good race for James Harbin so far. P6 for him. He's still battling hard though. Anything could happen at the top here. PAV 46. Oh, what's happened to KB? I've got to go back and have a look at this. This was KB fighting. Oh, we've got to go back and have a proper look. So Pav just snuck up the inside of KB there. Then it got a little bit bouncy with MG Jason. James Harbin tried to go up the inside. For the time being, and MG Jason's going around the outside of KB. Yeah, so down to P5 then. We've got 10 seconds left of the race. I think a lot of cars are just going to finish this one here. So as it stands, Podham at Pot wins the race. Yep, 15th lap for Podham at Pot. Great win. Alice Deno P2, PAV 46, P3 for Pav, MG Jason P4 with James Harbin P5, KB P6 after that race, Nicolaides P7, Fat Pickles P8, me P9, Bobby P10, has 91 P11, 136 P2. So that brings to a close week 4, so championship standings, and we've got a joint leader in Fat Pickles, Bro and Nicolaides, 120 points apiece. PAV 46 in the Alpha, trailing behind. Biggest movers really, we got Deno and KB. Impressive weekend for the BMW drivers. They've hauled themselves up the table. Me and Bobby moving teams affected our points. Manufacturers then just mentioned BMW, and they have hauled themselves up to 4th in the championship, and Alfa Romeo retake the lead from Subaru as well. So just 2 more weeks to go. Moving on to next week, so we're back in the Group 4 machinery next week, and the cars go off to Dragon Trail Seaside and Sardegna A, so we'll see who comes out on top. As always, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you can. Take care. Bye bye.